Hi everyone, I have a reward system for an intermediate student for the level 3. And the student in particular is very good with grammar and like reading, but he struggles a lot with speaking during the classroom. So I wanted to use a reward system that encouraged him to speak, even at a minimal level, like recalling vocabulary on his own and trying to explain himself with small sentences. So this reward system in particular is just kind of like a bingo board, and it has the shadow items here where he needs to recall vocabulary. I am also a color, so I model what I want to see from him, and I say like I want to be red, and I will ask him what color do you want to be, and he will need to choose and express himself because he cannot actually draw on this board. So to explain what he wants, he needs to vocalize his thoughts instead of just drawing on the board. And I find that this really helps students push themselves outside of their comfort zone. So he was able to tell me that he wanted blue and which item he wanted to place his dot on, all vocally, and that's very, very important for him since he still needs a lot of help with getting more courage to communicate. So this lesson, we did a lot of communicating this way, and he did fairly well. And it kind of got him warmed up for the rest of the lesson. So once you can try to get him or her speaking just small amount, it helps them open up during the lesson and have more confidence. Like they kind of think to themselves like, okay, well, I already said something in English, so I know I can say something else, and it's okay if I mess up because the teacher will help me. So here I'm explaining put on something versus wear something, and we incorporate the reward system every time he does very well and he completes a task on the classroom screen that you actually cannot see. So once he does that, we'll go over to the reward system once he has mastered the difference between wear and put on. And he really did a great job with this, and it was a really good break for him. So you're learning something that's not that easy, and then when you put in the reward system, it kind of distracts and diffuses the tension. When you're learning a new language, especially for kids, there's a lot of elements that kind of prevent you from absorbing the lesson, mainly with anxiety. And I know that for me, when I was learning languages, that was like the biggest part, is there was a lot of anxiety and expectation from me, and that really made me shut down and prevented me from learning at the optimal level. So I always try to recognize that in my students, especially if I see them struggling. I will facilitate their learning and decrease their anxiety level. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about this reward system a little bit more. So the student will place blue dots and I will place red dots, making sure to model the sentences that I expect from him. Again, to reduce the anxiety, so he doesn't have to necessarily remember the structure right there and then. He can just kind of refer back to my example as long as he knows the new vocabulary word. In this section right here, he's trying to tell me what he wants, so he doesn't know the vocabulary term. So I want him to communicate in a way that he already knows, specifically with counting. So I let him struggle for a little bit, and then I take away his anxiety, and I say, here's an easy way to communicate. And we count blocks, and we figure out which one he wanted. So we say, I want block number 5, and we put a dot there. And I tell him the vocabulary word that he was looking for, and we use it in a sentence, use it as an example. And so he struggles, he gets relief, and he finds an alternative way for communicating. And that's like the main goal for this. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys later.